Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach,
my voice is shot. Like I've said previously in other podcasts, it sounds like I'm a 3-pack a day smoker. And I've never smoked in my life. I've had a cigar, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's that time of year though. It's like,
you're in basketball season and it's winter by you. So
yes, it's winter.
Cold.
It's the cold. And it's like, I don't really have a cold, but I think you just have a cold for like 4 months when you live in Wisconsin. But before we get started, this podcast is brought to you by Game Changer. And why is Game Changer a game changer, Coach?
It is so super. Yeah, I know. It's so super simple to use to track stats for your team. It's free. It's go to gc.com. Check it out. I love it because I used to use a more expensive product in high school, and this is a free product that does almost the same thing.
Almost.
And with their AI coming out, it will be exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So
I can see high school programs leaving to go to Game Changer. Whoever named it, give them a kudos. That's a great name. That's a great name.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure they had to pay for that. All right. So we're talking about free throws today, right?
Yeah. I had a coach reach out to me and ask me how to incorporate free throws into practice. And it might sound like a simple thing. Will just take some time, right? It's not that simple because there's other things that you need to focus on. But games are won and lost at the free throw line, in my opinion. Especially those close games.
They are, and it's one of those weird things. It's similar to rebounding. Like, how do you incorporate free throws? So we lost the game within the last week or so because of free throws. We missed, I think, we're still shooting bonus free throws, so we missed all 3 front ends. And then, we were like 6 for 18. It was something horrible.
Yeah.
So this is actually something that's been on the forefront. So what I did was, and then the last 2 games we shot like 90%. So I'm not taking any credit for that, other than maybe that they refocused a little bit because they knew coach was thinking this was important. But what I tried to do is incorporate it into practice in a stressful situation, where, we had everybody. So 15 players, every player got to go up and shoot a bonus. So the most that we could make is 30. So we set a goal. Like if you missed the first one, you didn't get the second one. So I had all 15 of them go up and shoot free throws in that method. And then we set a goal of 70%. And if they didn't do it, then they would something. So I wanted to put the pressure on, oh God, I got to make the first one so I get the second one. So we get 2 rather than maybe just 1 point kind of thing.
Yeah.
We do that. I do things I incorporated. I don't know what you did when you were coaching high school, but I try to incorporate it into practice. And the reason is our rebounding on free throws is not quite as good as it needs to be. So I try to incorporate the actual shooting of the free throw in with the rebounding on the block and how we're making contact and what we're doing. So I try to do both of those. So that's the second way. A third way is we have what we call a free throw ladder that we keep track of all year, and we want to know the leader at the end of each week. So there's 15 guys. 1 will go against 2, 3 will go against 4, and then every other contest, every other week, 1 will get a bye, or every other time we shoot. So then 2 goes versus 3. The only way you win is you move up. You want to move up the ladder rather than down the ladder. And I use it as a kind of a and sometimes they'll shoot a bonus. Sometimes they'll shoot 10 free throws. Sometimes they'll shoot 4, maybe. So they'll shoot 20. I just change up what they're shooting. Sometimes they'll shoot 1. Each of them gets 1, and maybe 2 is going versus 3. Oh gosh, 2's got to hold its spot, but if 3 beats 2, then 3 moves up the ladder. So it's kind of moving up the ladder or down the ladder.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it's called the free throw ladder. I've done that for probably 25 years. So those are some of the ways that I incorporate it in. We'll do some conditioning with it too. I don't know if you've ever done where and I do this one to indicate whether they I want to know who they think the best free throw shooter is. So what I do is, so let's say there's 15 kids. I'll go 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 7, and then back down. So 1 is a down and back, 2 is a down and back, a down and back. So they go up to 7. So I want to see who they pick to shoot 7 and who they pick to shoot 1. If you make your free throws, you don't run. So if you make,
how they're going to know who's 1 through 7? If they have the Game Changer app and they're tracking the stats with,
they do. And where is that URL, Coach?
gc.com. Go to gc.com, look up the basketball app. It's free.
All right. Sorry to interrupt the podcast. Kermit the Frog here with basketball voice, but it's basketball season. That's what happens to your voice during basketball season. Starts.
You just got done with a tournament. So
I know. It's what I sound like. I sound like someone that's been smoking too much, but I don't smoke.
You don't smoke.
That's what. But we're stopping the podcast to talk about Game Changer, and it is a game changer, like you said. No pun intended. And what does it do, Coach?
Yeah, it is a real-time scorekeeping and live streaming app. So, and it's free for your Android or iOS device. So when you hand it to a parent, they can track stats. Super easy. Super easy. They don't have to have knowledge of the game.
You hand it to that parent that's yelling at the officials and being loud. That's what I use.
That's right. Yeah.
I swear to God, when I use Game Changer, here you go. And they got to focus, so they can't they can't be too loud. So it's great from that standpoint. But
that's right. And I wish I had it when I was when I was coaching my own kids, because their grandma lived out of state, and with Game Changer, she can now watch the game because it's live stream. So grandma can watch the game, be part of the game. It's like you said, it's a game changer for coaches to really get a pulse of their team, where they need to improve, what they put an emphasis on practice. The stats, the data is there to help. And again, like I said, it's super easy to track stats while watching the game.
And it's so different than when you and I were coaching our kids, because basically you're carrying around a camcorder in your pocket. Like,
right. Yeah. Absolutely.
An iPad, but also a phone. These things they can all live stream it. But where do they find this, Coach?
Yeah, if you head on over to gc.com, again, G as in George, C as in Collins.com, and go to sports and find the basketball app there. It is free, and you can live stream games, allow parents and friends to watch that game, and obviously track stats on your team. So
great. Let's get back to the podcast. Let's go back to the podcast.
Just a quick plug. I think the key thing that you said in all of this is pressure. free throws, because that's how you shoot in a game, right? They're pressure shots. The gym is absolutely quiet for the most part, maybe not in high school, but grade school, usually quiet everybody, but all eyes are on you, and that quietness is very loud when you're at the free throw line.
Yeah,
Right?
it's worse. I hate when that happens. You'd rather have it
Yeah.
noisy. I
You're
know.
right, because then you can block it out on your own, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But what I do is I've learned over the years to incorporate free throws in multiple different ways. So again, you've heard me say this. I break practice up into skills first, and then we do offense, defense, transition to offense, transition to defense. So at those transition points, we shoot free throws. So when we're transitioning from offense, okay, we're done with offense. Now we're going to work on defense. There's free throws in between. And I'll do that multiple ways. I'll pick someone. I'll, maybe pick two people. They have to hit, if they hit their free throws, we don't run. If they hit free throws, if they hit free throws, we don't run. If they don't, then they just kind of maybe just a down and back, and then they get water. So it's kind of, we do it in transition. I've done it also where we transition from one. So if we're looking at offense, and let's say I have 5 drills for that day under offense, I will do, okay, pick a person. You're going to the line between drills. So if I have 5 drills under the offense section, we're going to the line 5 different times throughout that whole series. The other thing is when we have our daily vitamins, and that is a set number of or set shots I want them to do every day. We do those in practice. And at the end, before they can get water, they have to do 5 makes or 10 makes, whatever it is that day, right? So we end with free throws, and then they have to go. At the end of practice as well, we end practice with free throws when they're tired, right? Because again, it's pressure. And at the end, those late game scenarios where you have to make them to win the game.
You know what? I do a good one is I break them up. I do a fun one, kind of a fun condition. It's not really conditioning, but what I'll do is I'll put like 3 kids at each basket. And as long as you make it, you don't run. And if you miss, you start jogging around the courts until someone misses in that group. So if they keep making, you keep jogging around the court.
Keep on jogging.
They're screaming at each other.
Great.
And it's like, and it's really not a conditioning thing. It's more like make your free throws or you're going to keep running the court. So I break them up into like groups of 3 or 4. And if they make it, then they go to the end of the line, So it's all these kind of fun things. Again, that's not really a conditioning thing. It's more like, and as soon as they miss it, then they got to start running. And then the other guy's so the other guy's watching as he's running, because if he misses, he goes to the end of the line, gets the rest. Anyway, it's those fun kind of things that you can think outside the box. I think are really helpful as far as free throws.
And I think the point is you don't necessarily have to say, okay, now we're in the free throw section of our practice. You know what I mean?
Yes. No.
It's like incorporate them throughout.
Yes.
And make it part of practice without setting having a set time just for free throws.
And the thing with free throws is you can become a good free throw shooter. So I'm going to tell you, before our game yesterday, we had a 12 middle of the day. It's a tournament, middle of the day thing. So we were there early. I'm shooting free throws. Okay. So I hit 33 in a row, and then I hit 31 in a row. I missed one between that. Me personally. I hit 6 out of 10 with my eyes closed. I'm a good free throw shooter. I've taken a lot of free throws. Okay. And I did that so I could, and I've told the boys, I said, because we were shot like 50% last game. I go, I can make 6 out of 10 with my eyes closed. And they go, what do you mean? I go, free throws is the easiest shot in basketball. And it's a feeling. Like I can sit here right now. Most of you that are listening, I can sit here, close my eyes, and I can feel, as I'm imagining shooting a free throw, I can feel that distance. Like I know what that feels like. I've taken so many free throws that it is repetition. So during the season, it's much harder.
Yeah.
But you can become a free throw shooter. If you get a routine and you shoot 10,000 of them, you will know what it feels like. It's like a golf swing. Like good golfers know what that swing feels like. I know what a free throw feels like. It is the easiest shot in basketball, and it never changes. Doesn't matter where you shoot it. It's the same distance.
Good point.
Yeah. So it's always the same. So that's the thing. It's like you gotta, again, I was not saying that to brag. I am a good free throw shooter, but to make a point that you can become, anybody can become a free throw shooter. Anyone. Like anyone. It's because it's the same shots. It never changes.
Yeah, that's a really,
part of it is
a really good point.
So
repetition. Yeah,
and part of that you can't do that during the season. So
and you have to practice it. Obviously, I mean, you said that, but it's a long distance for middle school players.
Yes.
On the younger, grade school players. So, they have to put more energy behind the ball for the most part, right?
Yes.
7th and 8th grade, no, not as much, but you're talking 3rd through 6th grade even. It becomes they're using more body parts to get the ball in the air, so you do have to incorporate it into your practice. But anyway, I hope those few tips help. I think we both have a few good ideas that you can start incorporating into practice to get extra free throws in.
Yes, steal them. All right, till next week, Coach.
Next week.
Goodbye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.